Why take FPL advice from one expert when you can take advice from 100 of them? Welcome to FPL Mate, my name is Dan. It's time to get that expert advice for Gameweek 20. Okay guys, so first of all, sorry this video is coming out late on a Friday. As some of you may know, I have been ill this week, so all of the videos have kind of been a little bit delayed, but I do want to make sure that we do get this video out. A lot of you guys have been asking for it, and I don't like to let the people down. But anyway, massive thank you to the 100 experts who helped us out this week, giving their last minute information of what they're planning to do for their Game Week 20 teams. Make sure you do drop a like on this video to say thanks to not just me, but all these people, and do subscribe, of course, if you want to follow along with this series each and every week. But let's see what they're up to. What are the moves? What are the captain decisions for this new week? Well, in general, it doesn't seem to be a week to be making a huge amount of transfers, especially when compared to some other recent game weeks. So we've got 54% of our experts making one transfer this week, which is more than half. So more than half of our managers are making moves. They are making moves, and we do have 16% making two transfers this week as well. However, no one's really making three or more. We're not seeing too many hits being taken this week, again, in comparison to previous game weeks. However, we do see 5% hitting the wildcard button for the first opportunity in Game Week 20. Yes, the new wildcard is out, and, you know, a lot of people have found themselves in situations where a lot of their players are injured or suspended, or they just need a reshuffle for the new year. So you're not alone if you are wildcarding this week. Even the top managers sometimes are backed into these kind of corners where a wildcard is necessary. These things happen, and yeah, if you need it, go for it. But it is still only 5%, so the vast majority just using those free transfers, and 25% of our experts are not making any transfers at all. We'll be rolling their free transfers into next game week, which could be beneficial given that we have got the likes of double game weeks and chips going to be coming out in the second half of the season. It might be wise to start at least thinking about rolling some of those transfers occasionally. But there are still plenty of moves being made this week, so we've got plenty to go through today. So looking through the global trends of transfers, we see Chris Wood has almost 700,000 transfers in at time of recording, which is absolutely crazy. People are going Wood mad. Fair enough. That is a lot. And our experts do seem to agree with this one, and there are significant transfers for him and Isak at the top of this list. So new forwards seem to be on the menu, perhaps with a suspension to a certain man. We will be discussing that, of course. Lewis Hall, also a lot of transfers in the overall player base, but only a small amount of interest among our experts, given that they do face a tough, I guess a tough Spurs attack. Maybe not so much a tough Spurs defense, but a tough Spurs attack at least. Aina is popular every single game week in the overall player base, seems to keep scoring points, but our experts still not super interested in him. He's about at around 10% ownership among experts, and we're not really seeing too much change to that, to be honest. So unless you've got a lot of free budget to spend 5.2 million on an Aina, I don't think too many people will be going there. Gordon, yes, significant interest there. We'll see just how much interest there is in Gordon this week. And Alexander-Arnold and Mbermo are the other players that our experts really like the look of ahead of this game week. No new interest in Luis Diaz or Sells, and a small amount of interest for Raul Jimenez, who is being heavily transferred in by the overall player base, of course. But that's what the overall player base are doing. We've made some rough comparisons, but let's see exactly what the experts are doing. But before we do that, guys, I want to formally invite you to join me on the Sleeper app, where we are running the Predictor League, and we've got a new league running right now for January. Get involved right now to get involved in the January League. This is the first week, so this is your best opportunity to come and join. We are giving away a huge amount of excellent prizes every single month, whether that is football shirts, PlayStations are being given out, games consoles. Crazy stuff. It's completely free to join. I've got a link in the description, and all you need to do, if you think you're an expert on the Premier League perhaps, is predict who you think are going to win the games each and every game week. So for this week, for example, I think Newcastle are going to beat Spurs. No Arsenal bias there, I promise. Bournemouth to beat Everton, I would say. Aston Villa to beat Leicester, and you can just continue on and select all of your favourites for this game week. Who you think is going to win, lose and draw. It's not even about guessing the scores. You just need to figure out who's going to win, lose, and draw. So get involved, guys. Have a little look. I'm going to put actually Wolves versus Nottingham Forest as a draw. I don't know. Let me know what you think about my my predictions there. Get involved, and you can join the league table and see if you can do as well as some of these other guys who have been doing so well predicting the scores. I mean, we've always got new winners every month, so it's never too late to join. Really would love you guys to get involved using that link in the description. That is my sleeper prize league for predictions. 100% free, big prizes. Why not? Get involved. So let's look at the expert transfers out for this game week, and Cunha is way out in front here. Way out in front. With his suspension and some really rough fixtures coming out for him, we do see 29 transfers out for him among experts, and he was only owned by 34% of experts last game week, so pretty much everyone who owns Cunha will be selling him this week. So if you do have him, it's probably a good idea. That's not to say you have to. We probably will have around 5% of our experts that still own Cunha after this the suspended week, I suppose, but still might be a good idea, particularly if there's some other forwards you like the look of right now. 5 transfers out for Ahmad, taking his ownership down to around 17%. So just under a quarter of our experts will be selling Ahmad if they own him, which is kind of interesting. I guess Man United's form has been so bad. Liverpool are the next opponent, and actually, guys, there is a small chance of the Man United versus Liverpool game actually being called off. So it might be wise to sell some of these Man United and Liverpool players just to be safe. Maybe not Liverpool players so much, but maybe your Manchester United guys. Bowen is of course injured, so we're going to see some transfers out for him. Bowen is due to be out for around a month, so very easy sell there, and we've got a great replacement we're going to talk about for him. João Pedro, also 5 transfers out, as with Jackson, but for each of these players, they are pretty high owned among experts anyway, so we're looking at around just under 10% of experts who own these players will be selling him. So 90% plus of João Pedro owners and Jackson owners will be keeping them, but some will be moving them on. So there you go. Bruno, a few transfers out for him. Gvardiol, Timber, Madison, Semenyo, lots of other miscellaneous players. Interestingly, despite Timber's suspension for Game Week 20, the vast majority of our experts who do own him will be keeping him and will be benching him. But who are the replacements? Well, I'll let you know after you like the video. If you wouldn't mind, please. I've massively appreciated all the support on this video. It's been a bit of a tight one trying to get this out really fast for Friday, but hopefully you guys appreciate that, and do subscribe, of course, if you are new as well. So here we have it, a new big expert trend, a new big addition to the template, or certainly a player working towards the template that our experts are kind of running with at the moment, and that is Chris Wood, #1 transfer in 27 new owners, in addition to his 8% ownership that he had last game week, which yeah, like I say, brings him into becoming a very popular player indeed. We see the overall player base love him, the experts love him as well. He has scored pretty reliably so far this season. You're going to get a goal every 2 or 3 games from him, which is going to be good enough, I think, for that kind of price tag. Penalty taker as well, and of course Nottingham Forest doing very well, in very good form in the Premier League. So if you're looking for a nice, straightforward, no nonsense, safe forward to go for, Chris Wood is the answer to your prayers. After that, we've got Gordon as the second most popular transfer, 10 in for him, which is actually surprisingly low. He's going to be at around 18% ownership among experts, which means he will still be pretty differential if you do go for him, which is quite nice to see. As someone buying Gordon this week myself, it's nice to see that Gordon will still be able to have some impact as a slightly different player from a lot of other FPL managers. And of course, Gordon plays against Spurs next, who are missing a lot of their key defensive players. After that, we've got Castagna, another player who surprised me really in this list. The 4.2 million cheap Fulham defender should be nailed on at right back for a long time to come, and he's seeing 6 transfers in. So yeah, if you're looking for a cheap defender, Castagna is your guy. More transfers in for Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's becoming very template. Watkins, few transfers there as well. Isak, Isak, you know, a few people don't own Isak at this point, but the last non-Isak owners are slowly catching up at this point. And then we've got Brian and Burmo, Daniel Munoz, Raul Jimenez, which is who's kind of come out of nowhere as an option for our experts, and Gabby Jesus completing the list here. So there you go, guys. Those are the expert transfers in. Let's make some suggestions for you. And before we do that, let's just have a quick look at the expert template and what it is looking like now. So no change in the goalkeepers. Fabianski and Raya still the popular combo. In defense, we see Trent rising up to become the #1 selected defender among experts, and he is complemented there by Gabriel, with 2/3 of the experts owning him. No new transfers in or out for Gabriel. However, he is staying static at 66% owned. After that, we see Robinson, a small increase up to 56% owned, so over half. And after that, you know, we've got, I don't know, maybe a little bit more room to play around with your defender selections. Munoz is at 43%, Hall is at 32%. So, yeah, these are not essential players, but very, very popular players for our experts. In midfield, as always, Palmer and Salah are 100% owned. No one is going without these guys. After that, Rodgers, tiny decrease, just one person selling him this week, so he's going to be down to 69% ownership. The vast majority of experts who own Rodgers will be keeping him for game week 20 despite the suspension. Ismail Assar is in the template here. He's had a 1% increase to 59%, and for the 5th midfield slot, there really is no template. Guys, honestly, Palmer, Salah, Rodgers, Sarr is probably going to be the base of a lot of midfields, but the 5th midfielder, who knows who it could be. Right now, it is Enzo at 28%, but I think Gordon could come in and become the template 5th midfielder very, very soon if we're looking at the current trends, but Enzo is still in there for the time being. In terms of those forwards, it's the same 3 guys, Isak, Jackson, and João Pedro, although Isak is now at 98% ownership among our experts. And we're seeing decreases to both Jackson and João Pedro. So, like we mentioned earlier, Wood, I think, will slowly creep into the template as Jackson and João Pedro's ownerships start to dwindle a little bit. The average Game Week 19 score for our experts was 78.3 points. Did you guys do better or worse than the experts in Game Week 19? Let me know in the comments. And the current mean rank is 297,000, which is yeah, pretty high. Another little green arrow there. However, the median rank is getting pretty high, because if we exclude the outliers, we do see the experts' medium rank is really, really improving here, almost in the top 200k now. So if you are an expert, maybe you are around this rank. Hopefully your rank starts at least with a number 2, and I don't mean 2 million. But let me know, guys, are you keeping up with the experts? And has this video series been helping you to keep up with the experts? Because that's what we're doing these videos for at the end of the day, to help you maintain rank with the top managers. And let's see how it keeps improving week on week. Let's see how far they can go. We're halfway through the season now. Can we get a average expert rank inside the top 100,000, 50,000? Who knows? I guess we'll find out as the series progresses. Right, suggested transfers. We'll do the combo transfers this week, although I have to say combo transfers are usually about shifting your budget around, and given that everyone has sold Saka recently, freed up a lot of budget, most people have a lot of money in the bank, to be fair. So let's have a look here. So Cunha and Ahmad, if you have both of these players, you could maybe downgrade Cunha to Wood. Maybe that frees up enough money to upgrade Ahmad to Gordon, potentially, although you may have to downgrade Cunha even more, depending on how much money you have in the bank. If you have Cunha and Jackson, and you don't have Isak yet, this could be a way. So if you downgraded Cunha to someone, that might give you enough money to upgrade Jackson to Isak, for example. And also we have here Bruno Fernandes and Gvardiol. Downgrading Bruno down to Gordon might allow you to upgrade someone like Gvardiol up to Trent Alexander-Arnold. And again, depending on how much money you have in the bank, you could even upgrade one of your even cheaper defenders up to Trent. Lots of possibilities there. I think this is more a week for direct transfers, though, as we saw the majority of our experts are making just one move this game week. So let's have a look at some of your options. First of all, Cunha owners, here are your top 3 replacements. Of course, if you don't have Isak yet, he is your guy. Swap out Cunha for Isak, presuming you have the money in the bank. Maybe even make a double transfer to make that happen. But if you do have Isak already, we do have Wood as the super popular transfer of the week for our experts. And Watkins is also a player you could potentially consider. If you have João Pedro, you're thinking about removing him, maybe you can afford to move him to a Chris Wood. Could work out pretty well. Bowen is a really easy straight swap to Gordon. And if you have a cheap defender that you're not too keen on, I've put Pau Torres on here. 2 of our experts are selling him this week. But really, there's a whole bunch of different cheap defenders that our experts were transferring out. You know, Wout Fass maybe, or, you know, a Digne or whoever. You could move them to a Castagna for 4.2 million, maybe free up a little bit of budget in the process, because of course Fulham and Castagna play against Ipswich Town this game week, so a good jumping on point for the Fulham defenders. Now, we've done that. Anyone want to guess who the most popular captain for Game Week 20 is? Well, let's go through all the top 10 captains of the week. Oh, wait, we can't, because there isn't a top 10. There's just a top 1. Yeah, back-to-back weeks making this video, guys. Well, I say that, we didn't have time for an episode for Game Week 19, but in Game Week 18 was the last time we did the 100 Experts video, and Salah was 100% captained in that game week, and once again, he is 100% captained. Absolutely crazy stuff. I think people have reached the point in FPL where they're just accepted Salah is so much better as an FPL asset than any other player in the entire game that there is just no point captaining anyone else. It seems like a few people captained Palmer last game week. Even, you know, some people captained Isak, thought that could work out. But every single week, Salah comes in, he does the business, he destroys everyone else, and if you don't captain Salah, you end up with a red arrow. This is just the way of the world at the moment, which is kind of depressing in a way, because it means there's less variety of the game. You know, we saw for the expert template, everyone owns Salah, everyone owns Palmer, and 98% own Isak. So you're already playing with 8 players, essentially, because, you know, your squad, your team has 11 players, right? 3 of those players are already predefined, essentially, in Salah, Palmer, and Isak. So you're playing with 8 men, and you're not even playing with a captain anymore, because everyone is just captaining Salah every week. So this is the state of FPL right now. You've got to make those other 8 players really count if you want to make the moves in FPL. It's just the way the game is at the moment. Maybe things could start to shake up at some point or another, but right now, this is the game we're playing. This is the game we're dealing with, and you can only play what's in front of you, and what's in front of us is Salah against Manchester United, like his favourite opponent to play in the form of his career. Man United in the worst form that I can remember. It's a very good time to captain Salah against Manchester United indeed. But guys, like I briefly mentioned earlier, due to weather in the UK, there is a chance that Liverpool versus Manchester United is postponed. It is called off due to the bad weather. So make sure you set your vice captains. That's all I'm going to say. And that's probably going to be the likes of Palmer and Isak for your vice captain. So yeah, just wanted to throw that one out there. Maybe there is a chance that things do get interesting if there is a postponement this week. But if not, Salah captain all the way. And yeah, I'd like to see someone make an argument against captaining Salah at this point, to be honest, because I don't think you can do it. If you can, let me know in the comments. But there we go, guys. But thanks for watching today, guys. There have been a few videos this week. I know I haven't been able to upload as much this week, but Team Selection and Buy, Sell, Keep, Avoid are on the channel if you haven't checked them out already. We'll be back for a stream tomorrow. But before you go, make sure you do check out the Sleeper Prediction League and come and join in and win some prizes. I know you guys are going to love it. I'll give you a reminder in the deadline stream tomorrow as well to make your predictions. But guys, make sure you do it in the description. But aside from that, thank you so much for watching. Once again, like, subscribe, and I'll see you later, mates. Bye-bye.